Perfect. And going live. And yay! Okay, good. We're good. We're good. All right. Hey, guys. Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. I missed y'all so much. I actually did miss y'all. It's interesting because like whenever you like work a lot and then you're like, I need some time off. I need my break. And I was like so looking forward to the vacation just so that I could have the time off. And then I enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed it. But the first or the second day, I think the second day of my vacation, we decided to go get our vaccine because we scheduled it for that day. But right before we went to get our vaccine, I was sneezing. Like, this was before I got my shot. I was sneezing and I sneezed. And sometimes when I sneeze, I try to hold it in because I don't want it to be this like, crazy looking mess. But I was like trying to hold it in. And as I was trying to hold it in, I sneezed the wrong way. And it basically like jacked up my vocal cords. Because after that day, I got really sore in my throat. And then I pretty much lost my voice. And so I just got my voice back like the last 2 days. So I'm literally just using my voice this much for the first time in like weeks because I finally got a chance to use it. And before I could talk, but after a minute or two, it wouldn't take very long. All of a sudden it would get lighter. And it would get crackly and it would lose. And I was like, what the hell is going on? So I couldn't speak very well. So that was an interesting dynamic. But then we got our shots. We're going back on Monday to get the second dose because I got the second dose coming on Monday. But that's pretty much like what I did for vacation. And then I worked on my book because I was working on my book as well, putting out all the additional predictions and stuff that I hadn't had time to do that I finally got a chance to do. So today is just like catch up. So I'm trying to get back onto my normal schedule today just to make sure that everything's okay. And while I was on vacation as well, the last week, this past whole like 6 or 7 days, my assistant Roxy, she's been in the hospital. When the freeze happened, a few months ago in Texas, when the freeze happened and pipes busted, their pipes busted in their house that they were renting. And after that, the landlord came and fixed the pipes that were broken, but there had been enough water leaking inside of the wall right behind their bed and then also in a different part of the house as well. And they didn't realize it till weeks after when they moved the bed that the whole wall and the bed behind there was covered in black mold. So they had been breathing in black mold for like weeks. And so she and her boyfriend got sick and she got pneumonia. He got pneumonia too. She got pneumonia, but she was trying to like power through because that's what we do. We old Starbucks folks who know how to like get things done. We try to power through everything and we don't sometimes stop and like watch what we're doing. But one day she just couldn't breathe. She just couldn't breathe and she couldn't take a breath, catch her breath, and she freaked out. And so they called an ambulance. Ambulance came. And they gave her oxygen. And then they were going to take her to Memorial Hermann because that's where she wanted to go. She wanted to go to the hospital, to Memorial Hermann, but apparently Memorial Hermann was completely full and they had no room for her. And I'm like, how are they full? Why would they be full? I didn't understand that. I'm like, there shouldn't be anything going on. Why is the hospital full? So Memorial Hermann was full. So they took her to another hospital, which hasn't been the best experience for her, but she at least got her own room. But she's been in the hospital like without any visitors for like a week now, 6 days, I'm going on 7 now. And she just today is the first time she's been able to breathe without the thing like in her nose. So she's been able to breathe now. She just has a mask now when she needs it. But now she's like getting her strength back and everything. So thank you everyone who saw my post about Roxy and did the visual exercises and sent her that like visual aid and energy because she said that day, later that evening, she had this experience, and she'll talk about it. Well, I'm going to have her on one day when she's fully recovered, but she'll talk about it. She had some experiences after that, so that way y'all know what that did for her. So she's going to share that with us as well. But today I talked to her for a little while during lunchtime. All she has is her phone. Like, she hasn't been able to get a hold of her stuff because they won't bring anything back to her from her family. So she doesn't have her computer. She doesn't have anything. She just has her phone. But so it's been a rough ride for her. And like I've just been like, and I'm glad this happened. I'm glad that I was on vacation when this was going on, because if I were working, I'd probably be in a very different state of mind, because Rocky's been with me for a long time. We were friends. We've been friends. We're still friends. But she was like a friend, and one of my, back when I used to manage Starbucks and was a store manager, she was one of my supervisors. And so I wanted her to be my assistant, because back then I wanted her to be my assistant store manager, because I felt that she could get things done. And so, of course, that didn't happen. But I always told her, like, if I ever get to the point where I need help or I need an assistant, like, I'm going to ask you, because I want you, I trust you. And so, and then I got to that point and I was able to bring her on. But that's Roxy. So, but it's just been a rough ride for her. So thank everybody for sending her like all the well wishes and all of the visualization techniques, because I think that did help her quite a bit. She says it did. So she'll tell us more about that when we get her on here. Anyways, so going back to this, so it's my first day back. Sorry guys, I know I'm rambling on. I haven't talked to you guys in like 2 weeks, so this is why I'm rambling. But what are we doing here? What are we doing? So we're live everywhere here. Go ahead and put your questions in the comment section below. I'm going to try to get to as many of you as I can. I might go a little longer than usual, just because we are starting a little late. So I'm going to try to kind of go in a little bit more. What else? Of course, I'm not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. For legal medical advice or treatment, please consult a licensed professional. Remember, you can always change your future. It's never set in stone. What I'm picking up on is a forecast of a future, meaning that I'm picking up on a likely future, not a certainty. Nothing is ever certain. So you can change things if you don't like what I have to say, which some people don't. That's okay. You don't have to. If you want to ask me about your life, be specific with your question, meaning ask something very specific, or ask me about the situation, and then I can tune into that. If you just ask me to read you or to tell you something, or you want a reading, it's a waste of your time to even post that. You are wasting the opportunity for me to see your question. So just ask the question and be specific. If you want to ask me about a loved one in spirit, let me know who you want to connect with, and I'll try to connect and bring through any messages or information that can help to verify and validate that they are with you. What else? I think that's it. Of course, if you are impatient and you want a reading and you don't want to wait for me to pick you on here, because I try to pick new people every single time. But if you just want to have a session with me, you can just go to my website. Everything's on there. So you go to my website. All my availability, all my pricing is on there. There's price options for everybody on there. If you don't want to, and just go to my site, because I have a lot of cool stuff on there as well. I've got my podcast collection. I've got my articles. I've got the links to the free psychic development classes that I offer you guys free, no charge. Also, Friday, every Friday now, and guys, for those of you who've been following along and haven't had a new podcast episode in the last month, I'm sorry, my brain has just not been there. I've been so focused on other things. One of my target goals was to get a podcast episode out before I came back from vacation. Obviously, that didn't happen, but I'm going to try to get one done this week, tomorrow. So just be patient, guys, for those of you who follow along with the podcast. I'm going to try to do 2 in 1, just so that way I have a couple of one every 2 weeks or whatnot. Something else I was going to mention. Oh yeah, every Friday, guys. Here's the thing. I'm not just on here, for fun. Like, this is my life's work. What I do is my life's work. Helping people to evolve and develop their own psychic abilities. That's my life's work. Helping to affirm to you that your loved ones are with you and that they're not disappearing into thin air after they die. That's my life's work. Helping you to understand spiritual knowledge and wisdom from the texts and all of the stuff that has been already put out for generations. That's my life's work. So helping you guys to just use your skills and your potential to know that you are not alone and that you have loved ones around you. That's all my life's work. But also, part of it is also not just to speak of things, but to exemplify it, to be the example, to get you to be the example. Because I can do what I need to do for myself, but you need to also do what you need to do to line up with that. And one of the biggest things for me has been, if you follow me or you believe in what I do, don't just follow me because you got something from me. If you're going to follow me, really look at my entire body of work, because there have been people who have been very surprised at who I am, what I represent, and what I do in this world. And this is who I am. This is what I do. And I react and I behave the way I'm going to react and I behave. That's me. That's Ferny. That's a part of who I am as a person. And I have people who are shocked and surprised whenever I act in ways that they don't approve of or that they don't agree with. Tough titties, because I am going to be who I need to be for myself. And so if you're going to follow along or be following me on social media, etc., if you don't agree with 99% of what I do and what I say and what I exemplify, you have no reason to be there's no reason you should be following me. Find someone that you can line up with. Find someone that represents what you believe in, because you should line up with the things that you care about, that you feel are important to you. Don't just follow me or ride along on my journey just because I did this one thing, or I did this one thing that you agree with, but you agree with the majority of what I don't do. So don't waste your time. Like, follow the people that you feel are going to be lining up with your own path, because it's important. One of the things that I'm wanting you all to do is to get into the habit of giving, not because you're getting something back, but because you can give. You're in a position to give. And so every Friday I'm doing a paycheck or payday challenge, which means most people have money on payday. 30 minutes later, they probably use up all the money, or it's already spent, because people like to spend money, right? Especially people who live on paycheck to paycheck. I'm not saying that everyone needs to contribute or needs to donate, but here's what I will say. Every Friday, I post I post something on my social medias to get y'all and inspire y'all to give to a charity or to give to an organization. And if you're not going to give money or resources, then go and do something and spend an hour of your time to do something nice for another human being. That's it. Just to inspire you to do that. Because if we are going to make this world a better place, if we are going to be better people, we have to be better people. We have to actually take steps and actions to make this world a better place. Most people want to just get ahead. They want to prosper. They want to gain all these riches and prosperity from the universe, but they don't do a damn thing or lift a damn finger to help anybody else. And so what I'm telling you is, if you really want to learn how to be a better human being, and if you want to receive the blessings you can in this life, but also make this world a better place, then help me make this world a better place. And so every Friday, there's a payday challenge. If you can afford $10, $15, $25, whatever you can afford, offer it to a charity. Pay that towards a charity. And I offer a list to start with. You can pick your own. You don't have to go with the charities that I have. I have basic charities. These are not charities that I have personal relationships with, except one, which is one that my best friend is the board on, for women who are abused coming out of relationships, and they're trying to basically save themselves, and their husbands are abusing them, or they're coming out of a marriage and they're trying to be protected. So the charity pays for the attorneys and covers the cost of court, etc., to help these women out of these situations so that they can move forward and feel protected. It's the only one that I have a tie to. All the others are basic charities that I offer up as ways for you to give and to donate. So every Friday I'm going to post something. It's a reminder. If you can afford $10, $15, $25, please donate. Because even if you can't donate time, which some people can't, some people are busy, donating money towards those who are already working towards those improvements and making this world a better place, that's the goal. That's the goal. And some people may say, oh, Ferny, you're just posting this because you want to look good. I could give a rat's ass. If I wanted to look good, I would have donated, or I would have done 100, 200, 500, because that's me making myself look good. I don't care about looking good. I look at me. I look good. So it's not about looking good. It's about simply doing some action that can make this world a better place, even if it's a small one. Donating $10, $15, $25 to an organization that does good things in this world. That's the way to go. So that's what that's about. So those of you who want to talk. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. Don't mean a damn thing to me. Okay. All right, let's get started, because I know I've been talking for a while, but it's, again, my first day back. So I'm like revved up. Okay. So I'm not going in any particular order. I'm going to try to go through as many of the text ones or comment ones as I can. I may do less video today just because I'm trying to do as many as I can, and I'm going to get more done through the comment section. So let me get through those first. Yeah, Cushy, hi Ferny. My uncle suddenly passed away a couple of weeks ago, and I am wondering if you have a message from him for me or my family. Was his passing sudden? Is he at peace? Yes, he is at peace. What's interesting is, as he shows himself to me, in his heart area, he's showing me like a flower opening. So he's showing me something there in the center of his chest. I can take that in two ways. I can say that I feel that his heart, or the heart function, or cardiac arrest might have been a contributing factor. It doesn't mean that he necessarily passed from a heart attack, but it may have contributed to his condition. I do think that I don't feel like he was expecting to pass when he did, because he doesn't make me feel that way. But he's also shown me this image of this flower in his heart, which is a representation for being at peace, or being with God, or being with those that are other members of the family as well. He also keeps doing this with his fingers, so I don't know if he had any issue issues with his hand or with one of his fingers, or it was damaged, but he's doing this with one of the fingers, and he's like making me aware that it's not an issue anymore, or this is fine. So this is another thing as well. He might show up in a dream, by the way, for one of your relatives with this image of this flower. So ask around, because they may have had a dream of him in that as well. Barbara Baxter, any message from my dad? Yeah, it's funny because I keep hearing music, so I wouldn't be surprised if you have been listening to old songs or music that you associate with your dad, or if there's a specific song that has recently come on that he's trying to let you know that he was with you. He also makes me feel, thank you, he also makes me feel there are two, I want to say dogs. There are two dogs with him in spirit, so there might be two dogs that were that were passed as well, because he's acknowledging these two dogs being with him as well. He's also showing me a cap or a hat, so I don't know if you have an old cap or a may have belonged to him, because he's showing me this old cap or hat as well. He also makes me feel, thank you. He also makes me feel he can take a full breath. So I'm assuming that he may have had some difficulty breathing fully, or he may have had some issues with his respiratory system, because I feel like I can take a full breath. It's almost like a sigh of relief. You know, whenever like you're under a lot of stress or pressure and you can take a full breath and you're like, like I feel better. That's how he makes me feel. So he's making that gesture or that visual for me as well. The 21st may also be significant. So the 21st of a month may be significant, or February the 1st may be significant. Chelsea Garza, hi Ferny, am I ever going to feel financially stable? So number one, stop spending as much money as you can. Number two, every time I tell people stop spending and budget yourself, they get very, very like, how can you say that? I do, you know, they'll come up with all kinds of excuses, but then when I ask them again, okay, but do you have a budget, or do you go by any kind of like control of how you spend your money? No, not really. Okay, well then you have no words to say. So what I'm going to tell you, Chelsea, is just try to budget yourself better. Try to be aware of your spending habits, because I don't think that's making it easier for you. I do think that there's a little bit of a boost financially for you in November, December of this year, 2021. Either you're going to refinance something, or you're going to get a loan, because I'm seeing something at the end of the year that might help a bit with some things. So there is a little bit of an improvement at the end of the year, but you still have to be more aware of your spending habits and just trying to control where money's going, because I think that could make the biggest impact for you. Hey, Mickey. Lisa Launer Covarrubias, any messages from my spirit guide? Yeah, they're doing something interesting. They're taking I don't know if it's a necklace or a beads, and they're putting it over your head. And they're almost like they're like doing that to you. So, but it's not like, you know, like whenever they think of like people go to Hawaii and they get the lei, it reminds me of that. It's like they're putting this over you, but it's not a lei. It's like this necklace or this like beads. There's something like that they're putting over you. I feel like it means two things, because this is how they're making me feel. Because for spirit guides, they always take things in a symbolic way, but I think it represents that you need to just have more fun and give yourself permission to have more fun regardless of the circumstances, because you may be holding back or not having as much of it. So that may be one message from them. Another one that I think that they're trying to make reference to is you need to be more creative and reconnect with something that maybe you had an interest in before. So if you had any interest in like artwork, or in creating jewelry, or in like producing something that was artistic in this way, design, they're like almost like kind of pushing you or tugging on you that you might want to look into that, because there may be something there for you that might be very beneficial for you. Doesn't mean you're going to go and become a millionaire with it, but just it may be good for you. So they're almost like giving you a bit of a push in that direction. Hilaria Elizabeth Bumarejo. Hey, are the palpitations, I'm having anxiety. It's funny, there's a girl named Ana Pumarejo that I used to go to school with back in like, I think it was like elementary school, middle school. So, hey, are the palpitations I'm having anxiety and stress related? They're getting scary. There's two things. You do need to go to the doctor. I don't think this is just anxiety. I think your hormones are giving you some issues. So I think your hormones are part of it. I also think it's interesting because it almost reminds me of whenever someone, let's say they're on birth control and they change it up, or they get off of it or get on it, and then it starts to trigger some reactions. I could almost identify what you're feeling tied to your hormones and how your hormones have suddenly been like affected. I also think that your blood pressure is too high and you're allowing yourself to get too worked up. So I think there's a combination of things happening here. I do think you probably need to go to the doctor though. So you probably need to check up with the physician. Yeah, Amy McDaniel. Hey, do you have any messages from my granny? And can you tell me who it was pulling on my blankets a few weeks ago? Thanks. Thank you so much. Yeah, I do think it was a female. I'm not sure it's the granny though. I almost feel like it might be somebody else's relative because I'm almost reminded of like a client that I knew, and she was fine, but her best friend's mother, Betty, passed away. And so she was having dreams of her best friend's mother. It almost reminds you of that. So I feel like there's like a other female that is connected to someone who's passed, who is coming around trying to get your attention or trying to get some attention. So I feel like it's the family member of a friend or another relative who's passed that is trying to make contact and trying to go through you. Since you've been opening up more and you've been more aware and more open to these things, they see you as an option now. So, and FYI for everybody who wants to develop, the moment you open up to the possibility that this is real, or you see someone like myself exemplify it, immediately it opens up a crack in your mind of reality and it allows more in, and people start to have more experiences after that. So, Elena Martinez. Hey, Ferny, do you have any messages from my uncle or grandma? Yeah, it was first your grandma's acknowledging balloons, so there might be a birthday either right now or within 30 days because she's acknowledging this, because that's usually when I see balloons, that's usually what I associate with that. Your uncle, there might be a picture of him because he's showing me a picture of him. He might either be in something that has like sports on it, or it just may be near a sports arena or at a sports venue, because he's showing me an image of himself, and this might be an image that people have of him, or that where he's at like a sports arena, sports bar, or he's got sports on, and this is like a picture that people either enjoy or is a significant a picture for him. He showed me the month of 5, which we're in May right now, so the 5th of a month maybe. He's also saying your grandma too. The 5th of a month may be significant, or the month of May may be significant, so just FYI with that as well. He's also acknowledging the number 12, so that this month of December may be connected, or there may be a significance to the 12th of a month also. Okay. Mindy Pierce. Hey, Fernie, do you have any messages from my mom? Yes. Yeah. First of all, she says she loves you, and like specifically, like I'm seeing I love you spelled out. So she wants to let you know that she loves you. I also feel like I'm looking at a picture that looks very artistic. So it's almost like when you take a picture of someone and it's made into a portrait, or there's a painting connected to them. She's shown me something like that. So there's a reference to that as well. She's also taking a crown and she's putting it on your head. I don't know if she used to refer to you as a princess, or people knew you as the princess, or like a homecoming queen or something like that. Or she's just literally acknowledging that you need to assume a more like authoritative role in your life and act like you're the princess or the queen, because you are. So it's almost like she's trying to like get you to understand that. But she's almost like showing me two versions of this. Michelle Briggs. Hey, Fernie, do I have any messages from my mom? Do you see us buying our first house? Do you see us buying our first house? Thank you so much for everything that you do. Yes, so I do see you buying your first house in March of next year. So next year, 2022, is when I'm thinking that's when the property will be purchased. Y'all may look at stuff or look into some things this summer or fall. For some reason, the timing doesn't feel right, or something may not look good, and y'all may decide to pull back. So it may just be something that y'all have to hold off on for a bit. But next March, like spring of 2022, is when I think that there'll be a finalizing of a buying of a house or property. Your mom is showing me a spread of interesting. Okay. So the way I think about this is, so my cousin Monica, because she showed me a memory. I'm remembering back when my cousin Monica was making the decorations for her wedding. And so she was making these decorations, and you have the faux flowers, and you have to position them in a certain way. I'm almost reminded of that. So I don't know if you have something of your mom's that has like a decor of flowers around it, or there's something special with mom and like the way that these flowers are placed. Either that or just the preparation for a wedding is what she's talking about. But there's something there she's trying to make reference to. She's also showing me February, which of course is Valentine's Day as well. But she showed me February, so there might be a connection to the second of a month or the month of February. Okay, let's go over here. Lord, there's a lot of messages here. Mila Bluzon, do you see me getting a job promotion, or is there a job change in my future? I do see you getting a job promotion, actually. I don't know if it's this year, though. This may not happen until next summer, 2022. The reason why is because I keep seeing it around like the June, July-ish time frame. I'm just not thinking it's this June or July. I'm thinking I'm maybe off by a year, and it may be next summer, 2022. However, you may know about this opportunity, or you may be clued in on this later this year. So there may be awareness of this later this year for you, so you can kind of plan ahead. But then this may not actually happen until June or July of next year, 2022. Okay? Oh, my voice is starting to crack a little bit. I'm going to get through this, guys. I'm going to try to do my very best to get through this. Yeah, Jalen, other mommy. Hey, Ferny, does my grandma have any messages for me about the baby coming in December? Yeah, first of all, she's repeating names, so I feel like one part of the name is going to be repeated, or there's a repeating name in that. She's also doing something interesting. She's showing me sunflowers. I don't know if sunflowers are significant for your grandma, or if there's a certain thing with sunflowers and this baby. But it's almost like, you know those pictures, those old pictures where you would have those prints, and it was like, I forgot the name of the artist, but she takes pictures of babies or little, toddlers with flowers, and one that I remember was the sunflower one. I'm seeing that, so there's a reference to that she's making reference to, that she's acknowledging. She's also acknowledging the month of September, or the September, yeah, the month of September, or the 9th. I totally forgot the freaking date. the month of September, or the 9th of a month, because she's showing me that as well. She also keeps thank you. She also keeps, it's funny because she's showing me t-shirts. I don't know if y'all are planning on making t-shirts in response to the baby or to the baby shower, but I'm seeing t-shirts, and it's almost like there's something interesting or unique to this, because there's something about, I feel like team. So I kind of feel like there's a team vibe to this, but it feels like they're not all exactly the same. There might be one that's slightly different. So there's something there about this as well. Because, sometimes people, I guess, when like they do their reveal parties, or gender reveal parties, like, I'm the daddy, I'm the mommy, and then I'm the baby, and then the color of the shirt. Like, there's something there that she's making reference to, or she's just trying to acknowledge a special shirt pattern. But there's a reference to that. She also keeps acknowledging thank you. I don't know if she liked to play cards or dominoes, but I keep seeing cards or dominoes being played. If it's not her with that, then it could be a grandfather figure, because I almost feel like there's another male with her that she's trying to let me know that is there as well. And it feels like it's someone like higher up as well also. So it's on that level. Yeah, Ray 98. Hey, Ferny, any messages from my Papa Joey? Yeah, he showed me a horse. I don't know if he had horses, or there's a picture of him with horses, or you have a picture with him and horses, but I'm seeing something that reminds me of like horses, and he's bringing that into an image for me. So there's a reference there. He Peekaboo? No. It's funny because I'm thinking of Pekingese, like the dog, but I don't think I'm thinking about dogs. I'm thinking about like the way I'm wanting to say it, like pika. It's almost like there's something like that he's trying to say or make a reference to. So there's acknowledgement there. He's also showing me thank you. I don't know if y'all have handkerchiefs or like fabric that belong to him, because I feel like I feel like I'm seeing fabric patterns, and then almost, again, it reminds me of like a handkerchief. Like, I got a handkerchief like here, but he's showing me something that reminds me of a handkerchief, but it feels like it's not like just plain white. It may be like a different color, like a blue, or a bluish blacky color is how I want to describe it. But he's showing me a piece of fabric or something like that. So if y'all have his handkerchief or his fabric, he's just acknowledging that. If y'all making something with his stuff that's his color, that's probably where he's going with that, but he's acknowledging that as well. He is showing me the number 11, so November, or the 11th of a month, may also be significant. There's a baby with him in spirit as well, so someone may have had a miscarriage, loss, or termination as well. Actually, there might be 4 connected to the family, but I want to just highlight like 1 or 2 of them, but I feel like there's almost 4 of them. Peyton Nicole Bruner. Hey, Ferny, I could really use a message from my grandparents. I'm going through a lot currently. Yeah. Sometimes things have to fall apart for things to be created. And so the way they're making me feel is that sometimes you just have to let things fall apart or things just stop because it feels like, thank you, they're almost making me feel like there's an ending of one thing and beginning of something new, and you don't even realize how better or how bigger the new thing is. So there's a reference there. They're also making me, thank you, you are going through anxiety issues and depression as well. So you probably need to be careful with the way you're handling things and taking on too much, because if you overwhelm yourself or you push yourself too hard with trying to keep up or do so much all at once, you're going to make yourself a little crazy. So just be careful about that as well. Also, thank you. They're showing me the schoolhouse. So if you are planning on getting some more training, certification, or education, if you want to go back to school, they're supporting you getting the additional skills for your career or your work path, because there's a reference there as well. I keep seeing these legal documents and I feel like I want to sign them. So there's a reference there as far as you having to go through documentation and having to finalizing something in July. Something gets finalized in July, so they're almost making me feel like something's getting finalized in July or it's going to get either. I don't want to call it approved because I don't know if it means approval, but it's almost like when something's done and you stamp it and that's it, it's done. That's how they're making me feel, and they're showing me July. So there's a reference there. Okay. Kelly Wesson, when do you see me leaving my current job? Not fast enough, right? I think it might take until the end of next year or early 2022. I would want you to do it this year, but for some reason, something may not pan out the way you expected, and you may just have to be patient and wait. But I feel like there isn't a big career change for you because I'm not seeing any big changes career-wise, and I would assume leaving a job is a big change until the end of next year, 2022, or early 2023. So around that time frame is when I think there is actually a big change for you career-wise that will be better for you. Also, you should do more camera work. I don't know if you've ever thought of getting in front of a camera and talking or doing like blogs or vlogs or anything like that, but you should get in front of the camera more and talk about stuff because I feel like it would not be a bad thing for you to do. Kaylee 18. Hey, for any messages from my mom or dad? Yeah, first of all, it's funny because I don't know if you'll have a picture of them dancing together, but they're showing me an image of them dancing together. And then they're making jokes about it, or they're like making fun of each other. So I don't know if they would pick on each other or tended to like wanting to like get away from me, get away from me. But that's like, this is they're making me feel that way. But then I'm seeing a picture of them dancing together. So there's a reference there. So I want to acknowledge that. They also keep, thank you. I am seeing a cross. So they are referencing the significance of a cross. If you have a funny thing happen with the cross, don't freak out. It's not a bad thing. They're just trying to get your attention. So for example, like I had a client and every time she'd go home, there was a cross that would always be twisted sideways and she would freak out like, and so she freaked out because she thought she was like possessed or something. And it turned out it was just her mom. Her mom knew that would get her attention. And so her mom liked to play jokes. And so she would just do, so if you have something on the wall, like a cross or something that is significant and it does something funny or it does some weird things, it's just them trying to get your attention, like, they're around. If they were like evil, they wouldn't be able to affect the cross. They wouldn't be able to touch it if it's that holy, right? So don't buy into all that. They're also making me feel, thank you. Your mom is covering her mouth. Whenever someone does that, it usually means I wasn't able to speak or couldn't say goodbye. So I don't know if you didn't get a chance to say goodbye to mom or if she wasn't able to talk or speak, or people missed that chance, but she's making that gesture for me. She's also doing this, so there might be a necklace or something that goes around the neck that may represent protection or represents holy that she's acknowledging as well, or is it just a necklace? She's also, hummingbirds are connected to mom. So mom says she likes to send hummingbirds around. Butterflies would be dad, by the way. Lisa Kova, when my uncle go live with our cousins, also, why are they no longer talking to me and my brother? Have they blocked our calls? I feel like there's a female in the group that is kind of stirring the pot and maybe amplifying their behavior. So I feel like there's a female on that side. It could even be like a female cousin, like an aunt. But there's like a female on that side that I feel is amplifying the situation or making it worse. So just FYI with that, because it's almost like when you think one thing but you don't have any evidence, but you still speak as if it's the truth or it's actually what happened. I almost get that feeling from the situation. As far as your uncle going to visit your cousins, yes, I would say it might take about 2.5 months, but I think that he will go and live with the cousins. Shonda Shoe 82. Ferny, can you tell me if my recent job change and life is taking a turn for the better? So the job change. So sometimes, thank you. Okay, here's what I'm reminded of. So let me tell you what I'm reminded of, and then I'll tell you what I'm thinking. What they're showing me is there's another medium out there. His name is John, Psychic John, right? He's the one that does the taxi. You know, the show that came out not that long ago where he was in the vehicle or in the taxi and he was reading for people who he was like giving rides to. Well, right before the pandemic hit or right before coronavirus hit, I think he had just moved to Las Vegas, and he just moved to Las Vegas. And he had just gotten a big gig, and he was going to have a residency there in Vegas. And so he was so excited and happy about that. And then the pandemic hit, and of course all that got shut down. And so I remember him posting something. Please, God, don't tell me that I am fine. Please, God, don't tell me that the world is ending now that I've gotten my life together. And it was like a funny thing. I was like, oh, girl. So I remember that. So here's what I would say, that even though there's been a job change and you're kind of shifting directions, the first year of this shift may not go as smoothly as you would care for, and you may have to still push through some of the obstacles that are going to get in your way, specifically meeting your goals at work and also dealing with a couple of people at work who may not necessarily you may vibe with. Hang on, because at the end of the year, there's a bit of a shift or a change in the organization or with the job where some people may be coming in. It almost feels like a restructuring or like a buyout or buy-in where there's a change like that. And then I think when that happens, it feels like you're going to have opportunities that weren't there before for you. So it feels like you'll have opportunities come up and then you can take advantage of it and then you can grow. So I see you doing a lot more growing in your career next year. This year is still going to feel like it's like you're going through it. So just try to get through it as best as you can. Yeah, and Nancy Sandoval, 5891004. Hi, Freddie. My cousin Crystal died 5 times, and she said she talked to my mom, Linda, and she wants me to let her cross over. What can you help me with this? Yeah, so here's the thing. I think that there's a little bit of misunderstanding about this. First of all, we don't control them. We don't even affect them as far as keeping them from peace. We don't keep them from peace. Here's the thing. The only way, sometimes when they communicate with us, they're going to communicate with us in a way that we can take the hint or we can get the message as clearly as we can. And sometimes they're going to communicate in a way that you can understand. What your mom is trying to tell, what your mom was trying to tell your cousin was that you are still going through it because of her passing and because of her not being here. You're still suffering internally. You're still in a state of despair in some ways. You're still allowing yourself to go to dark places within yourself that are brought on by thinking of her, by the relationship you had with her and the memories, etc. And so your mom is basically telling you, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. You're not done seeing me. You're going to see me again, but you need to focus on getting back to a place of peace in your life with yourself and reaching for happiness, reaching for anything that can help you live fully. You're only here for so long, and while you're here, make the most of it, because most people that I talk to over there, that's the number one thing they keep saying, I wish I would have done this instead, or I wish I would have done this, and I never did it. And so what I would say to you is make the most out of this experience that you're having in life, because you're not going to be here forever. You're going to meet up with mom sooner than you would expect. Not that you're going anywhere anytime soon, but it's going to feel like a very quick thing to go through in your life. And so she's basically telling you, stop holding so tightly onto her and having to feel as if you need her for everything that you're doing. You don't need her guidance for everything. You're a strong person. You can think for yourself. She's giving you permission to be that. That's what your mom is telling you. Red robins and red birds are going to be a symbol for mom. Owls are also going to be a symbol for mom because she's hooing for me. So owls. She's also acknowledging that there's a baby coming into the family. So I don't know if someone's pregnant or if you're pregnant, but later this year there's a baby coming into the family. So she's letting you know about a new member in the family coming in. Okay, I'm going to take a couple of people on before. Let's see who wants to. By the way, guys, if you want to be on video, you have to do it through Instagram, just because that's the only place that I'm able to do it right now because of the way that it's set up. So. Nope. Nope. Okay. That didn't go through then. So let's try. All right. Let's try somebody else. Let's see. They messed with Instagram again, so I can't even see if it's accepted something or not. Let's see. Piper's mom. Let's see. She can bring. No. Oh, there you are. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What did you want to ask me about?
No, I just my mom, I actually had my first baby. I'm actually live in Canada, like Ontario. So I had my first baby, and then 3 months after, my mom passed away. So I'm like having like a super hard time with that.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I've already been crying.
No, it's
So I just
understandable.
wanted
Yeah.
to know, like, if there's
She has
any,
anything?
yeah, if there's anything that she wants to tell me, because like I just really miss her like so much.
Yeah. So first of all, with the do you know if your mom told you about a trick to do with the babies and bananas? Because she keeps showing me a banana. She's like handing a banana to you. So I don't know if there's an old trick or an old way of dealing with babies sometimes when they have certain issues and that you can use bananas. But she's showing me bananas. So just remember that I said that because it may not make sense right now.
Okay.
She's showing me the number 23. Do you know if the 23rd of a month is significant or February the 3rd?
February the 3rd. No, not that I know of.
Okay, remember that I said that, the 23rd or February the 3rd, because
Okay.
she's acknowledging that 23 is being significant or being an important number. She's also showing me, thank you, she's also showing me ladybugs. Even though you're in Canada, she might have sent you ladybugs, so look out for ladybugs.
That's so weird because the other day I was outside and a little tiny ladybug like landed on my shoulder, and I was like, I haven't
That's
seen
mom.
one of those in years.
Yeah, that's mom. That's her letting you know she's with you and that that's her sign for you. So just FYI with that as well. She also says that she's really proud of you. She also makes me feel that you need to be prepared because there might be another baby coming sooner than you would expect. So be prepared because you were telling me about one baby. She was like making me think about a second one. I was like, okay, what did she? So just FYI with that as well. She also, thank you. Is there a Thank you. She's trying to give me a name or a nickname. I don't know if this is her nickname or this is just in reference to someone. Is there a Tilly or Tally or Tilly Talia? It's like a Tilly sounding name. I almost want to say T and then double L is how I want to spell it out.
Oh, not that I know of. Maybe one of her friends or.
Okay. So it's a nickname because I feel like the full name would be something nothing like that, but I feel like the nickname would be like Tilly or Tolly or Tally or Tilly. It's got a nickname like this. Either this is connected to someone that's alive that she's trying to acknowledge and say hello to, or there's someone with her with that nickname, but there's a reference there. There's also a white animal. I'm leaning towards a dog also in spirit with her. So there's a lighter colored or white animal.
It may have been one of her dogs when she was growing up.
Okay, because she's acknowledging this animal being with her as well. She's also showing me a ring. Do you have her ring?
Yeah, I do.
Got it. So she's acknowledging her ring. She's also, thank you, cross my heart, cross my heart. So she's doing this cross my heart thing. So I don't know if she used to say that, like, oh, cross my heart, or if there's something about something over the heart, but she's making reference to that as well.
Yeah, she used to always say, "Across my heart, hope to die."
Got it. So she's doing this. She's like, whoops, I guess I got my wish. So that's probably where she's going with it. She also, thank you. Have you been doing adult coloring books or like coloring or like playing with colors?
Mm, no, not really.
Did you ever do any art?
Yeah, like when I was little.
No, this is something else. This is like, what is this? I feel like I'm looking at like, oh gosh, what is it? What am I looking at? It reminds me, there's two things. I'm thinking of like mandalas, you know, those mandala things that are around that have all these weird patterns and colors and stuff like that. I'm thinking of that, which I've seen in adult coloring books. But then she's showing me this like round thing. It's got all these colors, but I'm seeing it as like a square, like either fabric or a piece of art. Do you have something like this that is connected to mom that's like a tapestry or like a fabric that's got this round, multicolored thing?
No, not that I know of. It I may have something because I have a whole bunch of boxes of hers.
Okay, when you go through the boxes, remember that I said this. The closest thing I could say is like a Mayan, like one of those Mayan calendars, but it's not like a Mayan calendar. This is like a round thing that's like fabric that's got all these like angles and things, almost like a kaleidoscope. So it almost reminds me of those like colors and such. So that's a reference to that.
Oh, you know what that could be? It's the like a she had like a thing that you press down and you could see like a whole bunch of pictures in. Maybe that's maybe
Do
something
you
like
have that?
um I think so. Or my sister has it.
Okay. I mean, it's possible that could be it, but I would still think about the fabric or think about those things because it could be something else. But I'll just leave it at that. She's also, thank you. She's apologizing for the timing of her passing. I don't think she was prepared to pass when she actually passed because she makes me feel like she was caught off guard and she thought she had more time. So she's acknowledging that. She's also saying thank you. Do you know there was a lack of oxygen to her system or there was a reduction of oxygen to her brain?
Yeah.
Okay, because she's acknowledging that. Do you know if she had taken medication or she had a lot of medications in her system?
Yeah.
Got it. She's acknowledging that as well. She also keeps thinking. Do you want like to have fun? Go to party, get something to drink, and just have fun because she's like wanting to have fun. This is how she's coming across to me. So for her, heaven is like this. It's like big, like get together with people. It's all like that. And she's like, you'll never guess who made it up here. So she's almost like just like doing that in that way. So she's acknowledging that. She loves you. She's with you, sweet. I don't know if you were thinking about journaling or writing her a letter, but she's like doing this letter thing that do this, do this. She says, do it. I want to see your letter. I want to see your letter. So she's letting you know she wants you to write to her. Okay. She's with you, sweetheart. She's with you. By the way, she's going to try to pop up in your dreams. It'll be easier in time because you're still connected to the lower energy of like depression and despair. But as you start to get more peace inside of yourself, you'll start to see her showing up in your dreams more. Has your sister already had two dreams?
So it was really weird. My mom used to wear like press-on fake nails. My sister hasn't really said anything about having her in their dreams, but my sister lives out in Calgary, so she had to fly home here to Ontario, and she took like a bag of my mom's, and there was nothing in it. And then one morning she wakes up and there's like a fake nail sitting on her like stairs, and my sister's like, "What the?"
Yeah, no, I think it's probably it might just be your sister dropped it when she was going up the stairs, but I think that it's just her way. She's around you guys. So ask her about the two dreams because she's showing me two dreams.
Okay.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. You take care of yourself.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And you have permission to get the tattoo.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's see who's next. Hello. Hi, sweetheart. How
Hi.
you doing?
Oh my gosh, he really picked me.
Oh, I'm here. What do you think?
Hi. I was just doing that fast. Hi. Nice to see you again.
How you doing, Mama?
I'm doing. My
Oh, there
mom
you are.
died on May 5th of this year, and I was
Yeah.
wondering if there was something she had to say or wanted to
Yeah.
say.
You said your mom?
Yeah,
Yeah. First of all, she showed me the number 11. Do you know if November the 11th of a month is
I
significant?
know about the number 11.
Okay. Because she showed me that number as being significant. So pay attention to that, or that's a sign. So she's making reference to that. She's also, thank you.
Oh, my heart is beating
Is
fast.
there a picture of her? I don't know if she was into fun things with hair, but I feel like I'm looking at a piece of hair and I'm rolling something in it and it looks really cool. And it's almost like I don't know if it's a joke or it's a funny thing that she referenced. Do you know what she's
Uh,
talking about?
no, I don't. But she was into hair and stuff. She would always do big things with her hair and make it really big.
Okay, there might be a picture of her. Do you remember? I don't know if you saw the Lady Gaga music video, the first one with Beyonce. Do you remember that music video?
Yes,
Okay, telephone. And in the beginning
yes,
of the video, she has a freaking Coca-Cola can in her
yes.
hair that's rolled up. Your mom is showing me something like that, but I don't know if she's actually showing me like hair or there's something that's rolled up, and it might be even in an image or a picture. But she's showing me something like this, so she's making reference to this. She's also, thank you. She says she's proud of you, but she also says that you need to ask for help because she says you're not too proud to ask for help when you need it. So she says you need to ask people for help when you do need it. She also says that she was sitting next to you at the service. So she's acknowledging she was sitting next to you. If you felt warmth or you felt tingling sensation, that was her. She says she tried to call your name out. Do you remember hearing her call you?
I thought I was, but I thought I was just being delusional.
She says she was trying to call your name out. So she's acknowledging that as well. She also said, thank you. There are three babies in spirit with her as well. Do you know of three babies that were miscarried, lost, or terminated that are connected to the family?
Yes.
Got it. So she's acknowledging that. Pug, Pug. Is there a Pug nickname or a Pug sounding nickname for someone?
Um, I'm not. No, not
Okay.
no.
There is a, here's what I think there's another person with her that's trying to pop into the conversation. It feels like it's a male. It feels like it might even be a younger male, but they're saying something that sounds like Pud or Pug. It's a nickname or it's something that they would say, but there's someone with her as well.
Okay.
Okay.
You probably
She
ring a
also,
bell.
that's okay. You can figure it out later. She's acknowledging
Okay.
that. She also makes me feel, thank you. She's drawing on my skin. Do you know if there are two tattoos that are going to be in the works for her?
Yeah, I'm getting a tattoo on my. I did a reading with you before. My boyfriend died in my car accident, and there's a picture of me, her, and him that I'm going to get.
Oh, got it. Okay. With him, let's bring him into this for a second because I want to see if this was him. Do you know if he ever knew someone named Pud or Pug, or he ever would say Pud, 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 Pud? It's like a Pud or Pug sounding name.
He used to make a sound like that because he worked on cars a lot. So
Okay.
I don't know if
It,
that's what
it,
he's
it,
trying
it
to
might
say.
have something to do with like, I'm done, but instead of saying I'm done, it's like pug or put. But there's something about this thing that he's saying. So there's a
Okay.
reference to that. I'm thinking it's the boyfriend. So I'm thinking that's who it is that was saying that.
Okay.
Mom is also, thank you. Do you have a necklace that's connected to her?
It's in the pond. They said I can't get it out for 40 days. I'm going to go get it.
That's okay. She knows what you're going through with this. She also
Mhm.
says that if you tell them that she's not here anymore, they might make an exception or they may be able to work on, you might be able to get it out sooner or do something different with them.
Yeah, they actually reached out because I just got her death certificate yesterday.
Perfect. She says she knows. So she's just acknowledging that as well. She
Okay.
said that she is blaming herself or taking responsibility for her passing because she says she could have done better. She could have
Yes.
done better. So she's
Yes.
acknowledging that. At the same time, she's just like, you think you think you have a lot of time? You don't have as much time as you think you got. I was
Yes.
totally caught. She wasn't. I almost feel like she was caught off guard as well. So she's just making me feel
Yes.
this well. There's going to be a picture of her with wings, or there's angel wings that are also going to be tied to her as well. So someone might make
Okay.
something with angel wings or put wings on her in a picture, but she's acknowledging wings with her.
Okay. I think I know what that is. Someone's sending me something they got made.
Got it. She's also showing me a shirt. So there might be shirts that someone is planning on. Do you have her shirts or her blouses?
Some of them I left them in San Diego. I'm going back to get them. I couldn't travel with everything.
Okay. Do you know there's a funny picture about two people in the same picture who have the almost exact same shirt and they're kind of like standing next to each other, and they're kind of, it's
Yeah.
almost like okay. She showed me that picture. So she's just bringing that up. She's just acknowledging
Okay.
that. She says, take care of yourself. She says she ain't going nowhere. You're going to know because she's around you. She also says when you're making choices that you know damn well you shouldn't be making, she's going to let you know. So look out for
Okay.
signs and dreams.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You take care
I
of
have
yourself.
one question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does she understand that I was trying to make it back before she took her
She
last
says
breath?
it's not something she wants to talk about. She says it's not important.
Okay.
She says she understands where your heart is. She understands what you felt and what you were thinking. She says you don't need to worry about that. She don't want to even talk.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to talk about it. It ain't important. I'm here. You're there. You're talking to me now. What the hell is the matter with what happened right before I died? It don't matter.
Okay.
That's how she's coming
Okay.
across. So that's how she
Thank
sees
you
it.
so much, Ferny.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Here. It's funny sometimes when I'm connecting with spirit, if they have a strong enough connection with me, I start to take on their personality traits and some of their like movements or behaviors. Something that I didn't realize when I was growing up is I used to impersonate characters on shows and stuff like Urkel. I used to like you know, hey you guys, you know, I used to like impersonate people, and I never knew why, but I would just like step into characters. Now I understand why, because they were basically training me to get used to stepping into different energies to exemplify or to like react in a way that they would want me to, so that I could like bring across their energy. Let's go to Veronica here. Oh look, we got the trolls in the room here. So hey y'all, if y'all get messaged by a troll in Instagram, in Facebook or YouTube, they're gonna ask you like Beverly Flood, DM me for accurate reading. That's a troll, y'all. So like ignore those people. Hello.
Hello, hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
I
Mama, do you
wanted to
have
know.
is your grandma passed? Is your mom's mom passed?
Yes,
Okay, she's letting you know she's around you. She also says, "Thank you." Your mom is still alive, though, correct?
yes,
Okay, she says to tell your
yes.
mother that she's with her and to not worry. She doesn't have to ask for forgiveness for anything. She loves her, and that sometimes she herself would sometimes say things that she didn't mean in the way she said it to tell your mother to
Yeah,
forgive her. So she's letting you
yeah.
know. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What did you
I also wanted to know. I had my uncle passed in January.
want?
I want to see any messages
Yeah.
from him.
Yeah. Two things. One is, first of all, he's showing me two things. He's showing me oxygen and he's showing me blood. Do you know if there was a rupture or an aneurysm of some sort?
I have no idea.
Okay, because I'm seeing like a rupture, and it almost reminds me
Okay.
whenever someone has a rupture in their system, or there's like an aneurysm, or like a pop, because that's the way I want to describe it. So he's acknowledging
Okay.
that. Do you know if he had been on medications around the time that he passed?
Um, I would have to ask my aunt. I do not know
Okay.
if he was on medication. Yeah,
Do you also
I
know
don't
if he
know.
was a bit of a drinker as well?
No, he used to be a smoker.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I feel like
Mhm.
he's making me feel like that he had taken some things that may have impacted or affected his cognitive function and messed with him. And he's also making me
Okay.
feel like something he drank as well might not have done him any favors, because he's
Okay.
acknowledging this. He also keeps it. Thank you. He also keeps acknowledging. Did they not do an autopsy?
No,
Okay.
no,
Do y'all suspect foul play with him?
no.
Okay.
He was sick.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I was gonna say I don't feel foul play, but someone may say
Mm.
it feels like what did they poison him or did they give him too much medicine? It's almost like people suspecting that he was taking too much or they were giving him too much. He says no,
Uh-huh.
that it was okay, that it was almost a reaction to things that he was taking. So he's wanting to
Okay.
like, make it seem that way. So if somebody wants to blame someone else or say, oh well, maybe they gave him too much medicine or they gave him this drink and he shouldn't have been drinking that. Like he says, no, 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 no. He
Mhm.
doesn't want to blame anybody else. He's just saying this was just something that happened. So that's what he's making me feel.
Okay.
He
Okay.
keeps acknowledging the number 2. Do you know if February or the second of a month is connected?
Maybe my mom's birthday,
Okay,
but
well,
that was his brother.
okay.
So
Well, he's acknowledging
yeah.
the number 2 or the month of February.
Okay.
So there's a data
Okay.
significance in that month. He's trying to acknowledge that. He also keeps thinking. He also keeps thinking. Is there a Rubio, Ruby, Rocio? Is there like a Ro sounding female name?
Rosie. Yes, that was his ex-wife.
Okay. Is she still alive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He's laughing. Do you know if she's been trying to pop back into the scene, or she's trying to communicate with the family?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't
Does she
seen
like?
her in a
Is she
while.
like a pot stirrer? Like she'd like to cause issues, or she like to bring things up?
Oh, and yeah, long time ago,
Oh, okay.
maybe.
Here's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
say. He's almost
Uh-huh.
warning y'all. She might pop back in or reach out and say some things to tell your mother to don't, not to take it so personally, or she's just trying to do her thing. So just to let your mother know because he's acknowledging.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
there's a song he wants to bring up for mom. I feel like this is for mom. It feels like it's an old song, almost like a ranchera, but it's sung by a more modern artist. So it's almost like if you got like Julio Iglesias singing like a really old song.
Oh.
He's
Uh-huh.
showing me a song like this for mom that she made
Okay.
when she thinks here's a song she thinks of him.
Okay.
Also, is there like a Juan in the family?
Like a what?
A Juan or Juanita in the family? It's
No.
J-U. I'm seeing it as J-U, so it starts off J-U. Juan or
Uh-huh.
Juanita or what?
Oof. Mm,
There's a J-U. It's a Juan. It's a Juan.
yeah.
There's a person with him who passed
Uh-huh.
away that your mom may know. His name is Juan. They may have known this person.
Yeah.
He's an older man though. His name is Juan, but he's an
Okay.
older man. He passed away. He might have been like a neighbor or someone that lived in the area by them. But he's letting us know, he's letting y'all know that this person is with them as well.
Yeah, I would have to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, might be a long time ago.
That's okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's okay. There's a
Okay.
picture of him wearing a white shirt that
Hmm.
has that he's acknowledging this picture. So he's making reference for this picture for her.
Okay, thank you. One more. Any message from my grandpa?
Your grandpa, did he have issues walking, or was one of his legs having issues?
Yeah, he had his both legs amputated.
But he's fine. Your grandpa is fine. So he's acknowledging
Okay.
the issues with the legs and that he's okay. He's with your grandmother. He's with your uncle as well. So
Uncle. Okay.
he tried to come in a
Okay.
dream. So he might have even come in a dream for either one of you or for your mom. But he says that he's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right, sweetheart. You
All
take
right.
care
Thank
of
you,
yourself.
Ferny.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, I'm done. I'm done because I have to get on my walk, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna do our study group. So I will be back for readings Friday for our usual time, usual place, and we can do more then. I'm gonna be back in about an hour or so, maybe 45 minutes, because we're doing our study group time. So for those of you who are tuning in at that time, we're not doing readings; we'll be doing study group. So, but I love you all. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and I will talk to you in about an hour, and then on Friday. Okay. All right, guys. Take care.